Just when you thought you've seen enough, Oda keeps on cooking and give you more. And there is so much to unpack in this chapter. But guys, how's it going? It's your boy Red Button GM. It's been a while. Chapter 1152. Let's get into this. But before I start this review, guys, I would be over the moon if you would just give a like to this video. And if you love my content, how about you subscribe so you can see this baby face every single week. So guys, this chapter, oh my god. Wow. Luffy and the rest of the group are on their way to get to the Sun World and help defend the entirety of Elbaph. Gaban tells Luffy to make a mental note about how he uses his Conqueror's Haki because the adversaries they're working against, they're not immortal. And we've seen this against Summers when Gaban went to attack him. He was able to hurt him really badly. And I'm guessing that Luffy's gonna use the same way of how to use Haki that he learned in Wano by Hyogoro. So I'm guessing that this is gonna come in play as well. This was no surprise, let's be honest, but it has been confirmed by Gaban and Luffy, surprisingly, that Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. Luffy adds that it's literally flowing out of him. And let's be honest, we've seen throughout the entirety of One Piece how much aura forming that Zoro has, and it was no surprise. I mean, just like for Gold Roger, his right and left hand have Conqueror Haki. Same thing's gonna happen for Luffy as well. Which brings my topic to Sanji. He was like disappointed that he wasn't pointing out that he had Conqueror's Haki. I do believe that he has it. Maybe not now, but it would make sense that for Sanji to acquire it in the future. There is a little back and forth between Azurine and Loki as this one wants to get to the Sun World to help kill the Holy Knights. But Azurine is adamant on not letting him go, sorry. And here's the thing that really got me curious. And let me just quote the conversation. Loki goes, "This is pathetic, Azurine. You'd rather have outsiders save our homeland? Elbaph already has me." And Azurine replies, "Is that a fact? Because I can certainly see you betraying Elbaph and joining the side of the government instead. You more or less already did that once. How can I possibly trust you?" This right there, what does that mean? Like, did Loki already try to betray Elbaph or even sold Elbaph to the world government? Because remember, like in my past reviews, I was adamant that King Harald did that, and that's why he was killed. And I feel like in this chapter, my theory got debunked about this, but I'll get back to that later on. But it wouldn't be surprising if you think about it, because King Harald is dead, so maybe the world government tried to get control over Elbaph through Loki. And it wouldn't be surprising considering his personality and how he wants to turn Elbaph into a warlike nation. I mean, it's not that far off from the truth. But then again, there's so much information that we still don't have, even with this chapter. Considering that he's not welcome in Elbaph, Luffy asks Loki to join his crew with the vehement opposition from Sanji and Zoro, but Luffy is Luffy. What are you gonna do? Of course, Loki refuses, insulting him, but at the same time, Azurine adds that considering that he has been condemned to death, he cannot leave Elbaph. But even without all of that, I don't see Loki joining Luffy's crew. However, I do see them as a in terms of partnership. I do believe that these two could have the enemy of my enemy type of partnership. You know, Gaban, even him, tells Azurine to undo the cuffs onto Loki and let him go. And Azurine, again, he tells him that, you know, that day 14 years ago, he killed all those people, all those soldiers, and he gave Chief Harald a very grievous wound. He killed his own father and all that. But Gaban tells him that, you know, on that day, there was an abnormal haki in the castle. He tells Loki to tell his brother what happened on that day. And this is where it all changes everything that we thought about Loki. We go to a flashback 14 years ago where Chief Jarl and Prince Loki were summoned to Horus Castle where King Harald resides, and they're talking about, you know, the next direction of Elbaph, while Loki wants to turn this into a warlike nation. You know, Chief Jarl is more like a pacifist if you think about it. And when they get inside the throne room, we see the dramatic scene of King Harald being slaughtered by his own soldiers. That alone proves Loki's innocence. But the thing is, King Jarl was there. Like, he knows that Loki is innocent. So the way I see it, I don't know, maybe the injury he had with that sword in his head made him lose memory. I don't know, seriously. When I saw this, I was like I had it's like I had one answer but 10 more questions. Like, what the fuck? In that same flashback, we get to see a scene between Gaban and Shanks, 14 years younger, and Shanks mentioned about meeting King Harald at Marijois, and we know Shanks, he can get in places however he wants. He has a way. But he talked to King Harald and he wanted to discuss about something that couldn't be discussed back in Marijois, and he wanted to talk about whatever that matter was before it was too late. So again, this is probably about, you know, selling Elbaph as a military force towards the world government. So I'm guessing it was something about that. But well, oh my god, guess we'll never know. Well, I mean, we will know eventually, but not having the answer really pisses me off. And so in Horus Castle, we saw on that day there was a massacre that happened. Over 100 soldiers lost their lives. Loki lost his father. Let's be honest, he didn't kill him. That is official. And the forbidden devil fruit was taken, and that is pretty much of a certainty. It was taken by Loki, and Chief Jarl had his injury to his head by a sword. The way I see it, I feel like Loki took the forbidden devil fruit to protect it, and the unusual conqueror's haki that was in the castle on that day, it might have came from King Emu. Because honestly, I don't see anybody else. We've seen in the previous chapter that King Emu could possess someone and wreak destruction wherever he goes. So that wouldn't. I mean, it's a very likely possibility that King Emu would do the same thing on Elbaph 14 years ago. And through that, we get another flashback happening 109 years ago, where we get introduced to King Harald being a low-life scumbag. Seriously, I'm still wondering how he came to be known as the Wise King from this asshole. So, I mean, everybody changed over time, so, I mean, no surprises there. But yeah, the chapter ends there. So yeah, so much to unpack. Look, guys, I have no idea what to make of this. But I feel like the pieces are coming together slowly. Loki didn't kill his father. I mean, that's pretty obvious. At least for now, because we know that Oda can make a switcheroo and just mindfuck us all over again. Chief Jarl, like, if Loki was innocent, why didn't he take his defense? Like, this is the part that I just don't get. But anyways, tell me things about this chapter. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. I don't read minds, guys. Let's flood the comment section. Let's talk about this. And in the meantime, guys, I'll see you guys next week. So take it easy, stay breezy, and I'll see you around. Bye.